You wake up in a bedroom larger than your childhood home, silk sheets, a ceiling with hand-painted frescoes. A man you married 11 months ago is asleep beside you. His last name is on hospital wings. On a list Forbes updates every year. You are 27. Last year, you were splitting rent, eating cereal for dinner. This morning, a staff of 12 is preparing breakfast in a kitchen you still can't find. You married into America's richest family. This is what happens next. Level 1. The guest. Your first morning, you walk into the breakfast room and every guest rises to their feet. You freeze, certain it's for you, until you realize it's for your mother-in-law behind you. You sit down first, 2 seconds early, and feel every eye clock the mistake. Later, a caterer's assistant hands you folded linens and asks you to set the terrace. It takes her 4 seconds to realize you're not staff. She doesn't apologize. She walks away. At introductions that evening, 40 names are said aloud. Yours isn't one. Your husband starts to correct it, and his mother touches his arm once. He stops. You smile through it and understand. Being overlooked here isn't an accident. It's a decision. His brother watches from across the room, quietly amused, like a man watching a dog learn a trick. You will remember his face for the rest of your life. Level 2. The outsider. The first dinner party nearly breaks you. 40 guests, a table so long you can't hear the other end. You're seated far from your husband. Strategic, not romantic. You reach for the wrong fork. The man beside you switches his own without looking at you. It's the kindest thing anyone does all night. The prenup was 47 pages. You signed without reading most of it because you loved him and believed love was bigger than paperwork. You were half right. After the party, your mother-in-law pulls you into the library, alone. This family has survived wars, recessions, and 3 generations of idiots, she says. Do not be the 4th. She walks away before you can respond. Your hands will not stop shaking. Level 3. The invisible woman. 6 months in, you still have no role. Your husband runs a foundation. His brother runs operations. His sister runs the family's image. You run nothing. Your father visits once. He looks up at the chandelier, 14,000 crystals, and tries to calculate the cost before giving up. He hugs you and whispers, "Are you happy?" You say yes. You almost mean it. That night in the car the family gave you, you cry for 20 minutes. Not from sadness, from the distance between who you were and who you're becoming. You decide right there to build something in this house that is entirely yours. Not inherited, earned. Level 4. The test. Your mother-in-law speaks to you directly for the first time in 8 months. Her assistant tells you to be in her study at 4. She doesn't offer you a seat. One of our warehouses has been losing money for 3 years, she says. My son ignored it. Fix it. No resources. Just fix it. You drive to New Jersey the next morning. For a week, nobody talks to you. A supervisor calls the losses seasonal, and you believe him for 4 days before catching the lie yourself. You call your husband on night 9 and say you think you were set up to fail. He doesn't disagree. You almost quit on day 11, sitting in the parking lot with the engine off. Instead, you ask the newest hire what she's actually seen. She tells you which supplier truck comes at strange hours. 3 days later, you have it. A supplier overcharging by nearly 300% on a contract approved by someone still living in that house with you. You present your findings on a Sunday. She listens without interrupting. What would you do? You tell her, do it. You fire the supplier, restructure the contract, and name, publicly, who approved the original deal. The warehouse turns a profit within 9 months. You've made your first real enemy inside the family, and for the first time, you don't feel afraid of that. Level 5. The cost. The money changes you, but not the way people think. A new car is delivered, and you barely look at it. You are becoming numb to wonder, and that is the most expensive thing this family has taken from you. Your daughter is born on a Tuesday. The suite has flowers that cost $4,000. Your mother-in-law arrives before your husband does, having already chosen the pediatrician, the nanny, the nursery designer. You hold your daughter and realize you have no authority here yet. She is your blood, but was born into their world. You say nothing. You file it away. Silence is power here. Patience is a weapon. You hold her tighter and promise, silently, that you will earn your place, not inherit it. Level 6. The Christmas Dinner. 5 years pass. You're 33, running 3 divisions. Your mother-in-law includes you in private meetings. Your brother-in-law is never invited to. This is not an accident. At Christmas, he's had too much wine. His voice carries across the table. You'll always be the girl from the apartment. The room goes silent. You open your mouth to answer, but your mother-in-law speaks first without looking up. Actually, she says, she signs your paychecks now. Nobody breathes for 5 seconds. He sets down his glass and says nothing more all night. You will replay that sentence for years because it's the moment the whole house finally understood. You didn't marry your way into this family. You worked your way into it. Level 7. The Matriarch. Your mother-in-law dies on a Thursday in November. The week before, alone in her study, she told you something she never said in front of anyone else. I trusted you because you never asked me for any of this. You didn't understand it then. You do now. The will is read the following week. Her son inherits the name. You inherit the trusts, the board seats, the operating control. Your brother-in-law sits perfectly still, finally understanding what his mother did and why. That night, you walk the property alone, the same path she walked for 50 years. You stop at the front gate and look out at the road leading back to the rest of the world. You think about the woman you were at 26, the apartment, the cereal for dinner, the man you married for none of this and kept despite all of it. You turn around and walk back inside. Somewhere in that house, your daughter is sleeping and your husband is reading. The empire is quiet. It doesn't know yet that its next guardian is the woman who once stood alone while 40 names were called, and hers wasn't one of them. That is